Once upon a time, an old lady and her two daughters, Zahra and Warda, lived in a small house in the forest. They had no neighbors, but they enjoyed the company of a lamb and a beautiful white dove. On a sunny morning, the family was in the kitchen. Warda was making tea, Zahra was doing the dishes, and their mother was baking a honey cake.
Did you see that outside of the window?
Yes, I saw it.
It's a tiny, funny-looking dwarf with a long white beard.
Our eyes met and I didn't like his glances.
The smell of the food might have attracted him to us. He could have been hungry.
Let us call him over. It isn't right to leave him hungry.
You are very kind-hearted, Warda. This man was spying on us. He wouldn't have ran away when we noticed him. We have been hearing many stories of dwarfs doing evil things.
Stories have imagination that entertain us.
I hope this dwarf stays away from our home.
On the next evening, the mother and her daughters sat by the fireplace, reading a funny story.
I heard very odd news today while you two were strolling in the forest.
What was it that you heard, Mother?
When I went to the neighboring village, I heard them saying that the prince who once ruled the land has been missing for several months now. His brother looked for him everywhere, yet he couldn't find a trace of him.
Oh, I remember now. We have heard a lot about this just and courageous prince. I wonder what could have happened to him.
No one knows. People say that before he disappeared, he was looking for a well-mannered, smart and loyal wife. However, the strange disappearance filled his great palace with sadness. They say that the beasts of the woods might have killed him.
No way! Zahra and I have been going for picnics in the woods since our childhood and we've never been hurt.
I expect evil from some people, but never from the animals of the woods. All of them get closer to us and even eat from our own hands. It can't be. There isn't any danger in the woods.
The mother looked thoughtfully at her daughters. Warda trusts and helps everybody with no hesitation. On the other hand, Zahra doesn't agree with this. And each one of them would tell the other, "Time will prove that I am right." But none of the girls could have ever imagined that a tremendous amount of weird events would happen in the next few following days. On a cold winter night, snow was falling softly outside of the window, and while the family members were sitting warmly in the house, they heard aggressive knocks on the door.
Open quickly, Warda. It might be a traveler who lost his way and is looking for a shelter.
Warda hurried to open the door. But it wasn't a traveler. It was a black, hairy bear. She stepped backward in fear as the bear stepped forward, leaning his head out of the door frame to look inside.
Don't fear me and let me in. I'm just a bear who only eats honey. The weather outside is extremely cold and I need a shelter.
Come on in, cute bear. Come and sit next to the fireplace. Be careful so that your thick fur doesn't get burned. Warda, Zahra, don't be afraid. It's a cute bear. It won't hurt anyone.
The bear entered and laid down next to the fireplace, letting the fire dry his fur. He seemed comfortable and safe as the lamb got closer to him, and the dove flew calmly around him. Only at that time, Warda was courageous enough to take cautious steps towards the bear.
Would you mind brushing my fur?
Of course!
Warda immediately rushed to get a hairbrush and started pampering the bear's fur, and Zahra broke her fear and stepped forward to help her sister. Warda felt the bear became a close friend, so she suggested they might play together.
Let's play!
I don't know any games.
Can you believe it, Mom? He doesn't know how to play.
He's just pretending to be so.
Let's turn the bear into a hobby horse.
And ride on him!
Oh, I hope this weight will not kill me.
Come on, bear.
Both girls jumped over the bear as he roamed around the room, and if he jokingly growled, they would break into laughter.
Kind bear, you can stay here for tonight. It's cold and raining outside.
In the following dawn, the bear woke up happily and full of energy. Zahra opened the door for him while Warda was pampering his fur.
You're welcomed anytime.
Oh dear, it's time to leave. I have to be away for a while and I will not come back before winter.
Where will you go and leave us, dear bear?
I have to go to a faraway place in the woods to protect my treasures from a vicious man. This man has already taken over a great portion of them and he's planning to steal the rest. The winter snow makes it hard for him to find my treasure. However, in spring and summer the snow melts. So I have to go and protect my money and let him be away from them.
How are we going to spend every night without the bear being among us?
The girls stood by their front door, parting with a friend. A few days later, the sisters went to the woods to collect some firewood for the fireplace. On the way, they saw a huge tree branch lying on the ground, and there was something that kept appearing and disappearing behind it.
What is that thing that jumps up and down?
Maybe it's an animal tied to a tree branch, trying to set itself free.
Let's get a closer look.
It's the old dwarf you saw from our window.
The tip of his beard is stuck in a crack in the branch. Poor thing, he can't help himself.
Why are you both standing there staring at me like a statues? Come give me a hand.
What happened, little man?
I was trying to split this large rock with my axe, but my beard got caught in the slit. It made and held onto my beard strongly. Stop asking me useless questions and come and help me.
Warda stepped forward to examine the problem, and she was surprised by the trunk's enormity. And how could such a little tiny dwarf split a part of it without any struggle?
Ouch! My beard, it's stuck. It won't come out. It's stuck in the crack.
I'll rush back home to get someone to help you.
You fool! Haven't you got any better ideas other than leaving me here and going back home?
I have my sewing kit.
What will you make of my beard with your sewing kit?
Be patient, will you?
Zahra grabbed his beard and cut the tip to set him free.
There you go. You're free now.
Oh, my beard! My beautiful beard! How misfortunate is it to be within your helping hands? How dare you decide to cut my beard, the only thing I cherish in this world? It was a semblance as I was, but now most of it is gone.
That's what we get for helping someone who doesn't deserve help.
Both sisters observed the dwarf as he was searching for something among the trees. But until he found a big leather bag that he hid, this bag had a small opening from which appeared hundreds of shiny golden coins. He carried it on his back, as if he used to do it smoothly and easily. But this time he kept falling, as if he is losing his strength. He finally carried it and walked away very slowly due to the heaviness of the bag.
He left without even saying thank you.
We did what we had to, and we shouldn't expect a thank you for being helpful.
You should leave immediately. A while ago you cut off my beard that I wanted to keep as long and as beautiful as I could. And now you are making me angry by your harsh criticism over my attitude. Oh, my beard, my beautiful long white beard.
Warda and Zahra went back home and told their mother about what they did.
I thank God that He gave me such kind daughters who never hesitate to do good and help others. It doesn't matter how this man received your help and whether he was grateful and nice or unappreciative and rude.
The girls went to catch some fish from the nearby stream in the forest for their mother. But they saw something quite strange when they approached the stream. They saw a strange creature jumping up and down. But when they got closer, it was the same dwarf struggling while holding a fishing rod.
Where do you want to go? Are you going to jump on the water fully clothed?
I am not an idiot to throw myself in the water with my clothes on. Can't you see this large fish stuck to the fishing string trying to pull me inside the river? Oh no, I'm slipping. I will drown.
The sisters darted to help the dwarf whose beard was tied around a thread. But the further the fish swam, the more it pulled the dwarf towards the water. And it was when the two girls started pulling the dwarf away from the water edge. But Zahra had an idea to cut his beard with her scissors.
Hold his arm tightly, Warda. Keep him away from the water edge.
We saved him! We saved him!
At this moment, the dwarf noticed the scissors in Zahra's hand and felt his beard. It was shorter than it already was, and he furiously yelled at the girls who were in real shock.
You cut my precious beard for the second time. It was as tall as my height and half of it is now gone. My beard is how could I appear in front of my friends and my family with this silly look?
After searching for his bag behind the trees, the dwarf found it and started pulling it out. However, It fell with beautiful gems and precious pearls coming out of it. Quickly the dwarf picked them up, so that the girls wouldn't see them. But he couldn't carry it as easily as he used to. It seems that his strength has weakened, so he pulled it out to a nearby high rock. The girls went back home telling their mother about their adventures.
You saved his life, and I'm sure you wouldn't ever hesitate to save it again and again, in spite of whatever he does or says.
On the next day, while the girls were heading to a nearby village to get their mother some needles and threads, they noticed a big eagle soaring in the circles of the sky.
I wonder why this huge eagle is flying in circles.
It must be hunting something.
The eagle attacked something near a rock, and they immediately heard someone screaming for their lives, which made them hurry to see the enormous bird attacking the same dwarf from the beard under the rock. Zahra got out the same scissors to set the dwarf free from the eagle's claws, which of course made the dwarf go mad.
You cut my beard for the third time? You did this on purpose. It was as tall as my height, and now nothing is left but quarter. You are harmful and evil.
This time I thought he'd be mad due to his torn clothes that became as useless as a rag. But he gets mad over nothing but his beard.
There must be a secret about his beard that we don't know.
And then again, the bag opened, revealing all the gems and diamonds once more. They shone in vibrant colors as if they were hundreds of shimmering stars, making the girls gaze in astonishment. Hurriedly, he collected them, but the poor dwarf couldn't carry his bag anymore. He was losing all of his strength.
I noticed that the dwarf's strength weakens every time we meet him.
I heard you. You and your foul mouth anger me.
They hurried back to the village, and they saw a large number of bees swarming around them, which caught their attention.
Some nearby fruit tree has definitely bloomed.
Oh, it's a new beehive that is starting its new life here.
Oh my god, Zahra, look! The bees are attacking the same dwarf!
The bees were attacking the dwarf because he took honey from their new hive.
The lazy bees want to kill me. They have no honey, so they are going to kill me. Don't you dare help me this time. It is more than enough what you did to me and my bird. Stay away from me, you evil beings.
Suddenly, they heard a scary growl. The dwarf froze into a pale shade of yellow and couldn't utter any word. The bear appeared in front of them. The dwarf dropped everything in his hand while he fell on the ground, kneeling in front of the bear.
Please, Mr. Bear, forgive me. I will give back all your money and give you all my riches. Look at this bag, it's filled with diamonds and rare gems. It will all be yours. If you spare my life, you definitely won't be full if you ate someone as weak as I am. Let me live and take these two girls, and you'll have a good meal and will spare the world from their bad attitude.
That didn't shake the bear's anger, which made him slap the dwarf, sending him far away in the air. This made the girls shiver from fear, ready to run for their lives, which made the bear react quickly to their expressions, and when they opened their eyes, they saw a handsome-looking guy, wearing clothes embroidered with gold strings.
Zahra, Warda, you guys are safe. Open your eyes. Did you forget about your friend who stayed over with you in the long rainy winter nights? You recognize me as the black bear whom you befriended in the winter nights, but I am the prince of these lands, and this dwarf is an evil sorcerer whose powers were hidden in his long beard. He stole most of my money and treasures, but I was searching for him in the forest to take my money back. He turned me into a vicious bear. His powers grew weaker every time his beard shrunk, and that's all thanks to you. You cut his beard 3 times because you were trying to help him, as you would have done to anyone who needed your help. When I hit him just now, all the powers and spells he had on me vanished, and I am back as I was before. He got what he deserved.
The 3 of them went to the girl's house, who told their mother about the story of the long-lost prince. Eventually, the prince took the mother's blessing to move to his castle.
I shall not be a guest at your house anymore, but rather I want to marry Warda and be as a son to you. My brother is looking for a loyal wife like you, Zahra. We shall all go and live in our great castle.
After everyone celebrated the return of the long-lost prince, they lived happily ever after.